Alright, so Ian was talking to Tim Pool today. And I agree with Ian, but I think Ian did a really bad job at explaining himself. They were talking about a bunch of different things regarding websites and the world that we live in, and how do we make things better. And Ian, who's on TIMCAST, he likes to say, "Free the code." And some people know what that means. Like, I get it, I know what it means, and some people don't. I don't know if Tim Pool knows exactly or completely what it means and everything that was being talked about, what Ian was trying to say. Like, I think Ian was not really really communicating what he wanted to really say. There's so much I want to say, because we're talking about a bunch of different things simultaneously, like at the same time, many things, many factors. So it's like, it's really hard to talk about. And they were going back and forth really quickly for a few minutes, and it was okay, but it was missing some details. They messed in a few things, but they left out just a few details, maybe a lot of details. I've written about this. This is something I'm very passionate about. I could probably talk forever about it, like 10 hours. I'm serious. Like if you want to make things better, there's a lot of things you can do. Like, in regards to like websites and social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, other websites on the internet. What do you do? And they were talking about it, and Ian says, "Free the code. You gotta free the code. Let it free, like Free Willy." And it has to do with a bunch of different things, like what you see with Facebook, for example. A lot of their servers are running Linux operating systems, and you will find this on some of the biggest websites in the world. Their servers are running Linux or Unix, or these alternative operating systems that are open source, or they may be copyleft. Copyleft is not copyright. And in other words, it's like they freed the code, and so that's what Ian's talking about, like freeing the code, open source, and everything. And some of the biggest websites already do it. They already use that. And even Android is based on Linux, and they take it and they build on top of it. They fork on top of it. And Ian mentioned Hive, which is a fork of Steam.com, and it's a blogging website, and you blog on it, and then you make money when you post. You get some crypto, and crypto is like money, and they're doing that. You have something like Bitcoin and other crypto. It's some of it may be open source, and these things work. And so you have something, and people like it, people use it, and then they may take it, and then they may build their own thing. And a lot of people are doing that. Like I said already, with all these different projects like Bitcoin, and then they make a fork of it and create Bitcoin Cash, or Bitcoin Gold. And there's these different variations, these spin-offs, these forks of the original, and they go their own direction, kind of like a TV show. They have spin-offs. You have The Walking Dead. They create their own spin-off, Fear the Walking Dead. You get this kind of thing. Breaking Bad. big popular show called Breaking Bad spin-off, Just Call Saul. And you got the same thing in the tech world on the internet, and you got spin-offs of Bitcoin and other crypto, Ethereum, and then you have these websites, these blockchain blogging websites like Steemit, and then there was a spin-off called Hive, and a spin-off called Blurt, and some others. And I've been on there, and I post to them, to as many as I can, and it's all about the free market competition, and you want that. The one thing that I would say and I would emphasize that Ian didn't really talk about was you don't really want to force Twitter to do it, to release their code, or Facebook or YouTube. You don't want to, like, you may want to. I mean, I don't want to. I would not want to try to force them, because it's not really good to try to force people, and sometimes it's necessary to try to stop a killer. You know, a guy's killing a bunch of people. That's okay. That's good to try to force them to stop. But in regards to this, you don't want to try to do that, because you don't want to cross the line of private property. So I would say instead, encourage people to be open source, free the code, so that other people can build on top of it and build their own versions. But it's really up to the project. It's up to the app. It's up to the website, the crypto, whatever it is, the social media network. Is up to them to decide how they want to do it, how much of it they want open or not. But if it's not open, then it's probably going to be private. It's probably going to be proprietary, and you probably have the freedom. Maybe you should have the freedom to do it, but there should be some incentive to be open, and as open as possible would be the desire. And so I understand the nuance. I understand what Ian is trying to say, and basically what he's saying is competition, supply and demand, the free market. Like, we want that to drive people. I disagree with Ian in regards to money. I don't know if he really means it, if he really believes it. I don't know how somebody like Ian could say, I don't want money, I don't want to make money. Because it's like, he talks about money sometimes, but he doesn't call it money. And then other times he's like, money bad, but then he talks about, working for each other and exchanging, which is money. But he doesn't define that as money, but he will define something else as money. I will take a more generic definition for money, much more generic. I will say anything is money, not just money, but this trading time. I talk to you, you talk to me. It's like money in a way, but it's not visible money. So we usually define money in a very specific manner, but in doing so, we lose the idea altogether, and it's very destructive. The love of money is not good, but money is a tool, and some things are not money, but I call it money, and I want to make money. I want to make as much money as possible, and stuff like that, because you're able to do stuff with it. But obviously, the love of money is going to destroy you. The love of power, the love of influence, all these things. It's addictive, like gambling is addictive, like a lot of things, and so addictions will consume our lives, and it's a terrible thing. But I definitely believe in free market, and Ian is right that you gotta free the code.